Nightmare Alley is the newest Guillermo del Toro movie, and it stars Bradley Cooper, Willem Dafoe, Ron Perlman, other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
It does star. Oh, the mom from Step Brothers.
Yeah. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love Guillermo del Toro. I think he's awesome. He's made, one of my favorite movies of all time, Pan's Labyrinth, and Shape of Water, fish sex. So that was cool. And I really like that movie too. So of course, going into this, I was really excited. I was hyped. I had like 4 different screenings this week, and this was my most anticipated one because I've been waiting for this movie for a while. So I went in with some pretty high expectations, and for me, personally, it met them, and it was a lot better than I thought it would be, if I'm being honest. And I fucking love the movie. I think it's one of the best of the year. Those are my just initial thoughts. What about you?
Going into it, all I knew was that it was a movie starring Bradley Cooper. I had no idea who directed it or who was starring in it. I will definitely say that going into it with no knowledge was probably a good thing because I wasn't expecting anything out of it. But I would definitely have to say it's very surprising to see Guillermo's name at the end of it because I'm so used to seeing him doing like big monster feature-length films, and for him to just take this remake of a movie that's very
I don't know if it's beloved or not.
I mean,
It's also based off the novel.
Never heard of it, but I mean, in terms of like it being known and like the special effects, I mean, it's a very human movie, and to see him capture that human nature in this movie is something that was very surprising to me because I feel that he did a very, very good job, and the message was very well and easily received to somebody like me who doesn't really look out for the messages in movies.
Yeah, it's something interesting going back and kind of I rewatched some of the marketing before I saw the movie tonight, and it's very, very subtle. There barely anything is revealed in those trailers. It does a great job of making sure you still don't know nothing going into the movie even after seeing the trailer. That's pretty crazy to me, and I love when films do that because it allows you to not expect any anticipation or any expectations beforehand. It lets you kind of figure out what's going on, and it trusts its audience. It doesn't treat us like idiots. It knows what information to give us, what needs to be said in exposition, and leaves the rest in terms of visuals and the way characters make their decisions and all of that stuff. I fucking adored this film, and right now we're gonna get into the good, so let's do that. The first thing I want to talk about is the cinematography. Holy moly, this is probably my favorite looking movie of this year so far. It looks fantastic. There is one scene in particular, and I think I actually talked to you about this, but the trailer has like this carnival setting, and there's this particular scene towards the beginning of the movie where it's Bradley Cooper walking around this carnival house, this like haunted mansion kind of thing. It looks amazing. It is some of the most eye-boggling visuals I've seen all year, and it just, this movie has such a unique look to it. I love the aspect ratio. I love that it's how it's filmed. You know, it isn't just it fits the screen, and it shows you when it needs to. And that's the first thing. And you talked about its themes. The film is very human, surprisingly human. I thought this movie was a monster film at first from watching the trailers, so I didn't know what to expect. This film is very human, and it it's about the descent of madness in a way, and I'm not going to tell you how because that's spoilers, but it's so intriguing and yet very like it makes you kind of relate to the characters in some way, and at the same time it really it's resonating, and I don't know what it is about it, but I felt bad for everyone in this movie to a certain degree.
I think that most of that comes from the performance of the actors. I mean, because it's Bradley Cooper. I mean, in a way, he plays two different characters in the movie. He plays the version of himself in the beginning and the version of himself in the end. And there's such a dynamic twist and variation between those two. And you really do feel like the events of the movie have taken a toll on him as a character. And you see that both physically in the way he changes over the course of the film and mentally in the way that he acts and talks and all of that. But in terms of the good, bringing it back to what you said, the cinematography, there was one shot where it was like an extreme wide shot of the circus, and I was like, that is amazing.
Yeah.
And for me, as someone who watches things like American Horror Story, the best way I could have described the movie is like Freak Show, season 4 of American Horror Story in 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Which is
It's
it's a compliment because to be honest, that's probably one of the best seasons of that show.
To me, and mentioning characters, going back to characters, it hints at Bradley Cooper's character kind of having the same mental state throughout the entire film, which is very interesting. It does this thing where it makes him seem one way, and then you realize he's not that way. But at the same time, his performance, and Bradley Cooper does such an amazing job to the point where you believe every second of pain he feels, and everything feels so real with him. Like the character is very troubled, and he always has the potential to be good, and he always has the potential to be bad. He's never fully good or fully bad in this film, and you see that because there are certain things that the characters do where it's like, okay, I can see some kind of redemption here, but like, where is this going to take you, kind of thing. And it does a great job of kind of showing you who this person is while also letting you figure out for yourself what you think of him. It never tries to shove shit down your throat. It always is very, I wouldn't say subtle, but it's not in your face. And that's something that I really, really love about this film. Also, I know no, I'm not going to say that. Willem Dafoe, I loved him. I loved him in this film. He was also great, and so was the actress who played
the female lead.
The female lead.
Yeah.
She was awesome too. Oh, what was the character's name?
Mary?
Mary?
I think so.
Mary?
No, that was a different. No, and I mean that's another thing too. I really can't tell you. I don't remember the main character's name.
Yeah, it's.
But
I'm just bad at names, man.
Yeah,
yeah,
that too.
Yeah.
I will say this though, seeing familiar faces such as the actress who plays. I'm trying to think of her name. She's from Ozark.
She is in Ozark.
Yeah, the female actress who plays the liaison, but the female villain of season 3 and 4 or whatever her name is. Her acting ability in this movie was very, very much on par with Bradley Cooper in the terms of playing two different characters. And in terms of all of it, I think I speak for both you and me. All the actors did amazing in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
There wasn't one performance where I was thinking, "Oh, this is
weak."
Exactly.
It wasn't. Even Ron Perlman was fucking fantastic in this film. I think, and also another thing, I need to say this. Guillermo del Toro, fuck, dude. He's one of the best directors working today, and I think he will continue to be for a very long time. I don't know, man. I don't really have any bads about this film. Um, so I'm not really going to do a bad section this time, but
I'll just go ahead and put my bads in there.
Okay.
The movie is long as hell.
It's very long. It's very slowly paced, and then there's a certain interval in the movie where it feels like it becomes slower, even though the movie has the same pace throughout the entire runtime. Let's not say anything more about that.
No, I will say though that the first 30 minutes of the movie and the last 2 hours of the movie definitely feel like something different was going to happen in both of them. Especially the first 30 minutes leading to the next 2 hours. I was like, oh, that's where we're going. Got it. But then again, I never watched any of the trailers or anything, which, I mean, that can be a good and bad thing. But, I mean, it was mainly good. The main thing about me was the timing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no. Guys, I'd love to hear your thoughts about this film. I have to give it my grade. But before that, I do want to say, when this movie comes out, I want to hear what you guys think. Comment down below. Leave a like, subscribe. If you're new, welcome. I do this pretty frequently now. I was very inconsistent for a while, but I just recently got back into the screenings, into screenings in general. Press screenings now, which is awesome. So there's a lot more reviews coming out, man. I got a shit ton of stuff to do. But with all that being said, I'm gonna give Nightmare Alley an A+. I just gotta say, I think this movie was almost perfect. Like, almost. It's there. It's to that point. But yeah. Thank you guys again for watching. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you, Dustin, by the way. Thank you for talking to me.
Of course.